Hey, what's up, guys? We are on the road today visiting a fellow YouTuber who's got a project going on that I think we can help him out on. There he is, Chase.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
So, guys, Chase Reeves, fellow YouTuber, does all kinds of awesome videos for guys. Travel vlogs, bag reviews, everyday carry. I love your content, man.
Thanks, man.
Now, what's your project you got going on?
Well, this is my studio. This is what we're putting in some insulation, some Rockwool.
Okay, I
to
like it.
Get the sound, isolate the sound as much as possible, help us with the fire retardant and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know how to put it in.
How about we show them? So I've got Michael, my local Rockwool rep, who is going to show us a couple tips and tricks. Because Chase, I understand you and your family are actually doing this install yourself,
Yeah,
right?
we're doing a lot of the work ourselves, yeah.
All right, guys, tips and tricks, walls and ceilings, Rockwool insulation. Let's get going. Okay, guys, let me introduce you to Michael Crane, my local Rockwool guy. Michael, before we get started on tips and tricks, what do we need to know about personal protection?
Well, it's real simple. Our product's really easy to install, so there's just some very simple things that are just necessary to keep yourself safe. Long sleeves,
Yep.
gloves.
Yep.
When we go overhead and in the walls, we want a dust mask. When we go, especially when we do in ceilings, we want something to cover our eyes.
Okay.
Just for if any kind of dust particles get into our eyes.
I would tell you that I find Rockwool way less itchy than some of the other products on the marketplace.
Right. It's not bad, and
really not bad
it
to
just
work with.
comes off with soap and water.
Yep.
If there is any on your skin, so it's really not bad at all.
Okay, and then for tools, you generally want a tape measure with you, and your main cutting tool is going to be a bread knife. I'll put a link in the description just for an Amazon bread knife. You don't need anything super fancy. You know, a $10, $15 bread knife that you would find at the store will work fine. And when you start slicing your bags, Michael, give us a little tip on the best way to open those bags.
So take the knife. I like it like this. That way everything's flat, and you're just going to slice through the paper right down, and you're cutting a little bit into this bat, but it's not going to matter. And so that way, when it comes down, you have your bats all laid up, flat
nice.
in front of you.
Love it. Okay, Michael, so Chase is going to be doing this with his family, and these are two bays that are pretty typical that he's going to run into. This one's perfect 16-inch on center. We got a wire and a box to deal with, and then this bay is a shorter bay than 16, and we've got a wire.
Correct.
Talk to us about how to do this.
So the best way is, one, we're going to start with the bay with the outlet.
Okay.
This one's got the outlets, of course, everyone's going to have wires into it. So you're simply at first going to measure the height of your wiring in there.
Okay.
So we're going to slice the bat right at this 23-inch mark.
Okay, so go ahead and show us that. That's at 23.
So what I like to do is get a magnetic tape measure.
Oh, smart tip.
And I just finger the 23-inch mark.
Yep.
And then that way, when I go, I'm just slicing and scoring at this point just a halfway, because you don't need to go all the way down.
Yep.
You just need halfway so it can encapsulate through those wires.
Yeah, so all he's doing basically is making a little chase for that wire to go through. And I do want to point out too that these bats are at 4 foot, correct?
Correct.
So we've got a nice manageable size to work with.
So now that we got our wire cut, and we're gonna have to, since the wires are going down, we will have to make another slice down to the outlet box. But then it's easiest to take and measure the top and bottom of your outlet box to cut. So this one's gonna be around 14.5 and 11 inches. And then of course you need the width of your box, which is right at 2 1/4.
Okay. And we're also we're starting at the bottom again, just like you did the last time.
Correct. So since this is going to be our back, so it's going to be on this side. So we got 2 1/4, and let's see here, same method. Just kind of get you a little draw line there, and then now you go 10 and 11, which, let's see, I think that's, so 10 is going to be right there.
Yep.
And then, what was it, 14, I believe it was?
Yep.
It's right there. And so then simple, this one's a 2x4 stud cavity, so we're going to cut out this entire notch.
Yep.
Straight down.
bread knife makes it really easy to cut. You don't want to use a utility knife on this. It's going to frustrate you.
Now, like I said, we have wires coming down to our bay. And so we're going to want to slice this just to have a little area that we can kind of tuck them wires into.
Okay, I like it. Now we need to put our dust mask on when we put this in, so we'll hold on a second because that could kick up some dust. Let's go to the next bay. We'll set this aside. Okay, so our next bay, we've got a shorter bay, and now we need to do a rip cut on that bat.
So yes, the same principle as our outlets is we're going to measure this bay, which is just over 11 inches. So I'm gonna give this like 11 1/16. And so same principle. We're going to measure out our 11 1/16, and we're going to simply run our hands down this so we can keep it straight.
Really reminds me of cutting drywall.
Exactly.
Same exact process.
Exactly. And now that you got that whole cut, now you can come back. You got your line. You can come back and you can just simply just cut out all this material. And the great thing about Rockwool is even though we're cutting out this material, you're going, man, this is a lot of waste. A lot of times with our typical framing, we're going to have an area that we can reuse this product, whether it's stuffing in between pipes and studs or whatever. So it goes, it gets reused. So, and that's typically that. Again, we have our wire, which I believe should still be at that 14 mark. A 23 mark. 23 mark, yep. And so
slice that wire.
Same process here. Mark your 23 with your fingers. Magnetic on the knife, and then just slice right through it. And that's all there is to it.
And now he's only cutting about halfway through that bat, or maybe a third of the way through, not all the way through.
Correct.
All right, let's throw our masks on and get this in. All right, Chase, what do you think? You
Love
feel
it.
confident?
I love it. I love how easy this stuff cuts. It's like tofu or something like that. And I love the little magnetic. I learned a lot.
I've
I'm
never
ready to
heard
go.
Rockwool compared to tofu. In fact, I really don't hear much about tofu. on
Yeah,
job
well, I
sites, so
lived in
this is-
California a long time, so.
There you go. That'll do it. Guys, go follow Chase on his YouTube channel, his Instagram, Twitter. He's got some really good content for y'all out there on his travels, on some really good EDC and bag reviews. I'm also a bag guy.
Yeah.
So go follow his content, and I'm looking forward to seeing how your studio turns out. You going to be filming any of this?
Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully put together some footage and give you guys for putting it in the video.
Good stuff, man. Thanks for having me, Chase.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, brother.
All right.
Guys, if you're not currently a subscriber, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. This is how I close it out on The Build Show.